Hi, I'm Gabriella, and today I'm going to be talking about the process you need to take in order to sit exams as a home educator. It may seem really daunting, but the process, when you break it down, is really quite simple. But before I begin the video, I would just like to mention that exams aren't everything. There are many ways of measuring success other than a grade on a piece of paper. But qualifications can be just one of the keys to unlock the door to greater things. So, without further ado, let's get on with the video.
How long do you need to take and study for exams? Well, that all depends on how much time you have and how much time you would like to give yourself. I will delve deeper into scheme of works, resources and revision tools available for home educators in another video. But for now, planning a few years ahead is always good as it gives you lots of time and flexibility, and it can really take some of the pressure off. It's possible to arrange and study for exams in a matter of months, and I know lots of home educators who have. What is important to know is the deadlines at your chosen exam centre to get your application as a private candidate in. Let's take a look at that now. Firstly, what is a private candidate? Simply put, the JCQ defines it as anyone who has studied independently and not at school or college. This includes home educated students. Now let's take a look at how to find an exam centre. The JCQ have a great tool you can use where you can put in your postcode and it will show you all the exam centres near you. This is a great place to start, and I will leave a link for the web page in the description below. You can also contact local schools to see if they take private candidates. This is what I did when it came to sitting my exams. You can also check the JCQ website as there is a huge amount of information about exams and private candidates. Ask your local home education officer or check your local authority website. You can also join Facebook groups which discuss everything around home education and exams. And lastly, you can ask other home educators. If you feel lost, the home ed community is here to help, and there will be so many people who have done this before, and they'll be willing to help answer your questions. So what are the deadlines to sit exams? The deadline to get your application in can depend on the exam centre. For instance, if you wanted to sit exams at Fairgoes this season, you would have needed to apply back in November. When I sat exams back in 2021, I had to get my entry form in by the end of January, but sometimes it can be a little before then. You will need to pay for your exams not long after application, or when your place has been confirmed. The cost for exams can really vary, so I will talk more about that in a separate video. Now let's take a look at some of the things you'll need to put on your application form. Here's what my private candidate form looked like, and there's nothing scary about it, even if it looks a little daunting. You'll need to put down bog standard stuff like your name, date of birth, email, phone number, address, that sort of thing, as well as show a form of photo ID. This can be a driver's license or passport. You will also need to put down the name of the exam board and subjects you choose to take, as well as the qualification. If you need additional support, you will also need to submit evidence. It is best to let your exam centre know as soon as possible if you need extra help. Don't leave it to last minute. This can be quite a complicated area, so I won't say too much more. But if you have any questions, be sure to let your exam centre know, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you more. Once all the paperwork is filled in and everything is confirmed, you'll receive a statement of entry form with all the subjects and exams listed. You should also get a candidate number, which you'll need when you take the exam. There may also be separate paperwork to fill in if you are taking non-exam assessments. Quite a lot of centres won't accept coursework, and it tends to be notoriously hard for home educators to do. This is because it is hard for a centre to validate the work. If a centre does allow private candidates to complete non-exam assessments, they may ask you to work with a specific tutor. So if you decide to do it, you'll need to fill out separate forms. This can be another tricky area when it comes to exams, which I will talk more about in the future. But be sure to ask your exam centre about non-exam assessments if you have any questions. So what subjects do exam centres offer? Well, this can differ from centre to centre, and it's something you'll also need to consider before you start to learn the scheme of works. but there is a huge amount of choice, even if some subjects can't be sat due to a lot of coursework. For the exam centre I used, if they sat exams with an exam board, let's say Edexcel, I would be able to sit any subject offered by Edexcel. The school didn't need to teach the subject in order to offer a qualification in it. Finally, let's have a look at the other options that are available for sitting exams as a home educator. You can also sit exams through online distant learning colleges. They will provide you with all the learning material you need to study with, as well as enter you into an exam centre as a private candidate on your behalf. However, these can be more of a costly option, and you may not get a place at an exam centre which is local to you. But it is important to note that you can choose to study at these colleges and do the exam entries yourself. I didn't do this option. I studied independently and also applied to the exam centre on my own. But as with everything in home education, it's about choosing the right choice for you. I really hope you found this video helpful and it's given you some insight into the process you need to take when applying for exams as a home educator. Before I end the video, I would love to mention that there are so many resources and home educators out there who have a huge amount of knowledge, not just about exams, but about everything to do with home education. All the links I've used and mentioned I will leave in the description, and if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know or ask the home ed community. Thanks for watching.